If you have to beg for attention, something has already shifted in that relationship and not in your favor. It doesn't start big. It starts with small changes you try to ignore. Changes like late replies, conversations that feel forced instead of natural, and in moments where you feel like you are disturbing them instead of being welcome. And before you realize it, you are no longer being chosen. Instead, you are trying to convince someone to choose you. That is where the position changes. Because attention is not something you should negotiate for in a healthy relationship. It is something that flows naturally when someone values you. When someone truly needs you, they do not make you compete for space in their life. They create space for you without being asked for. But many people miss this moment. They feel the changes, but instead of stepping back, they lean in harder. They try to text more, they try to be more understanding. And they lower their standards just to keep the connection alive. And in doing that, they slowly abandon themselves in the process. The truth here is difficult, but it is necessary. Because the more you beg for attention, the more you reinforce the idea that your presence is optional. And the more you teach the other person that they can give you the bare minimum and still keep you. And once that pattern is established, respect begins to disappear. Because people do not value what they do not have to work to keep. This is not about ego, it is about awareness. There is a difference between expressing your needs and begging to be noticed. There is a difference between communicating and chasing. One comes from self-respect. The other comes from fear of losing someone who is already drifting away. You have to be honest with yourself. If someone consistently makes you feel unseen, unheard, or unimportant, that is not confusion, that is clarity. It is a silent message telling you where you stand in that relationship. And no amount of effort on your side can fix a lack of interest on the other side. Real connection does not require you to shrink yourself just to be accepted. It does not demand that you overextend just to feel included. The right person does not make you question your place in their life. They make it clear. So if you find yourself begging for attention, pause and think again. Step back and ask yourself this simple question. Questions like, why am I fighting for a position that should have been given freely? Because the moment you have to beg, the relationship has already changed. And holding on at that point often costs you more than walking away ever will. Here is the advice many people avoid but necessary. Stop trying to earn what should come naturally. Stop proving your worth to someone who enjoys seeing you broken at heart. And stop confusing patience with self-abandonment. If someone cannot meet you with the same energy, the same intention, and the same presence, then you are not losing them, you are discovering them. And that discovery matters. Because the longer you stay where you are not valued, the more you disconnect from your own standards. Choose differently. Choose environments where your presence is appreciated, not tolerated. Choose people who respond without being chased. Choose connections where attention is given, not begged for. And most importantly, choose yourself. Because in relationships, position is not something you fight to keep. It is something that is secured by mutual desire. The moment that desire disappears, no amount of effort can replace it. Be honest enough to see it. Be strong enough to accept it. And be wise enough to walk away from anything that requires you to beg just to be seen. If you find this video interesting, kindly like and comment. Share with others. And subscribe for more videos like this.